Ready to get our first caller?
25
minutes in, are we ready for our first caller?
Yeah.
And am I going to quit whispering because I know that I need to speak the fuck up?
Well, you don't need to
Let's
yell.
do it.
All right. Like, yeah, you can have a...
Kendall, you are on the air with Eric and Jamie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
So happy you called.
I'm marvelous.
I'm the first caller. I was sitting there washing dishes, listening to the show, and I'm like, all right, as soon as I call, they're going to get a flood. I'm like, nope. Okay, all right, I guess I'll pick up the phone.
Yeah. Eric doesn't like being trapped in a room alone with me, and you make him feel not alone.
It's a small room.
I don't blame him.
Jamie's gassy. It's terrible. I don't.
So you guys, I don't know if you remember I called last week.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to. I have a different topic today, but
Oh darn!
I did look up what was it?
Barnum statements. Statements. Yay! I was about to say something like you did your homework, but then
I did.
I don't know what
you're talking. I forgot the name of it.
That's names. Okay. What's in a name? A fallacy by any other name would be as invalid as before.
For me and the rest of the people who have no idea what you're talking about, could you describe what we're talking about?
Yeah, Kendall, do you have the definition for us, or do you want me to?
I don't have a definition.
Will you explain to the rest of the class what the...
Yeah, so basically, when I called last week, I had asked the question, do you guys know atheists that believe in anything supernatural aside from a god or a higher power? Mm-hmm. And I talked about how, even though I don't give it any merit or truth, I really like astrology. And they recommended that I go look up, what did you say it was called? The
Barnum statements.
Statements? Mm-hmm. Statements. So I just watched a short video clip about it. It was like a little animation, and pretty much it just explained different tests that they've given. Like, I know they did one in a classroom, and it was like a personality test, and everybody had the same exact test. Everybody got the same exact results, and everybody thought that it was like completely on point with their astrological signs. Mm-hmm. Which that part was the part where I was like, yeah, that's right. Because in the beginning of it, they were talking about horoscopes, which, like, I've always thought horoscopes were garbage. What I always liked about it was just the zodiac signs themselves. But that kind of was like, yeah, okay, I could totally see how that would be a thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
So they're named after P.T. Barnum, who's a
circus guy?
A very famous...
Is that true?
Barnum and Bailey.
Yeah. That's why they're called Barnum statements, because he's the this was George Washington's nursemaid. She's 120 years old and still here talking. Give me your money.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's a statement that's stated generally enough that people apply it to themselves. And I know that I just ranted about armchair psychology. But when people...
All right, armchair psychologist.
But when people hear statements and try and understand them, right, it applies to themselves, right? There's a fallacy for... Oh, sorry?
Oh, I pretty much just repeated what you said. Don't mind me.
Oh, it's cool. Are you woman-splaining then? No.
Oh, no.
No,
send your hate mail to Jamie at
Okay, that one, I'll take that hate mail. She knows I was joking. Let me tell you what she thinks. No, sorry, Kendall.
Yeah, right. No, you're good. So I also wanted to say I want to know where Hamish is. I'm a little disappointed.
Okay. Let's. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking about Hamish, and that's a really good question.
Did we phase that guy out?
No. I love Hamish.
Okay.
I have just a spot in my heart for Hamish because he's a human straw man. I mean, it's unbelievable that there are people that exist that are like Hamish, and it's been independently verified that Hamish is a real person.
No way.
Yes.
There's no way.
It's a freaking thing, and I'm so excited about it. That's why I love it. That's why I love it so much. Because he's a real person.
Every time he says the word Lord, I can't handle
the
Lord.
The Lord.
I can't do it either.
Is he wonderful to have on? Yes. But do we want this to be the Hamish show? No.
Yeah.
And so
I can get behind that.
Yeah, and so we're going to have times when we bring him on, and we really want to bring him on when he has other things to talk about, not just morality. Where do you get your morality? You know, if he's got something else to say, then he can call in. But otherwise, we really got to move on. We really need to talk to other people. So
I hope that he understands how we feel, even though empathy is flawed.
You know what I'm doing, actually? I'm ad hominem attacking him right now.
No, you're not
That's
saying
what I'm doing. I'm making fun of the Lord. Like, I'm going into, like, making fun of his accent.
It's ad hominem, but not fallacy, because you're not saying that he's wrong because he says, I can't say Lord.
There you go.
Lord.
You purred.
So, I'll jump into what I was gonna.
Please do.
Oh yeah,
please do.
Now 6 minutes into your call or what have you, you can get to the.
Hey, I mean, first caller, 25 minutes in. I'm just going with the trend, man.
Oh
Please,
yeah.
Please save me from Jamie. What do you got? What do you got?
Okay, I have a coworker who's, I think he identifies as an atheist as well. I know he's at least a skeptic and he's not religious. And we often like go back and forth, and he will play devil's advocate, and we'll have debates about, you know, Christianity and religion and stuff. And he always plays the role of the Christian because he's good at coming up with, you know, what they'll come back with. And it's not like a planned thing. We're not like, oh, let's have a debate. It's just like, you know, we'll start bullshitting and that'll happen.
Sure.
So one of the things he always comes back to me with when we're talking about morality in the Bible is he'll always bring up the New Testament and say that Christians argue that the New Testament basically wipes away all of the shitty things from the Old Testament. And I've tried to kind of do some cherry picking in the New Testament of things that are in there that are horrible and immoral as well. But I still...
Do you want help with that?
Yes.
Do you have a pen?
So
no.
But
you can watch the show back.
Specifically,
can I try and go off the top of my head a little bit? I don't have verses, but let me hit you with some things. Sure. Do not think that I've come to bring peace to the world. I haven't come to bring peace. I've come to bring the sword. I haven't come to unite people. I've come to turn son against father and mother against daughter. All of the like, oh yeah, no, Jesus wants us to have these family values and then own our children as property and make as much money as possible they're the opposite of New Testament things. Make no provision for tomorrow, as well as like everything about the New Testament is not the way you're living your life.
And the argument I always come back with is that all of the commandments are from the Old Testament, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Is that correct?
All 613, including the 10 that Christians like.
Right. And then on top of that, what was I just going to say?
Okay. So...
You can talk and I'll think.
Yeah, okay. So what we're talking about is the fulfillment of the law. It's Matthew.
Oh, I got it.
17. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Who won the Bible race?
Yeah. So, you know, I'm not like super well versed on the Bible. I know enough about it to know that it's horse shit. But
well, if you haven't read all of the Begats, then
go on.
I know. So Christians believe that God is perfect. Is that right?
Yes. There are some apologists.
And basically,
there's some apologists who will say that their God is as perfect as is logically possible. To get around that.
So to me, it's like, how are you going to claim that your God is perfect and makes no mistakes and all of these things and wrote this horrible book? But he was just kidding. Now there's the New Testament, so never mind.
Yep.
How do those things coincide together and make sense?
It depends on what level of apologetics you want.
Yeah, so...
he was training those people up to be more moral, which is my favorite, because it's like, really, how many generations of people had to live and die immorally before you?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And we're still suffering through it.
And he's just training us up.
And at what point was
our grandchildren will be ready?
At what point was all of the rape and murder okay? Yeah, until until you cross this threshold.
When he was training those people up.
My mind is when people say, "Well, at the time those things were moral," or "Well, slavery was different back then." No, I'm sorry. There's no time limit for when that was absolutely disgusting and horrible.
Yeah. Is there a type of slavery that you think is okay?
Right.
But if it's only for 7 years,
still slavery.
Sorry, I'm playing Christian's advocate.
So I actually do want to give you the chapter and verse for when you talk to him. It's "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them."
That's a good one. I like that one.
And it continues. "For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished." There's another version that's and not a jot or iota.
Jot or tittle.
Yes, that one.
Because a tittle is the dot above an I.
So there are.
So if you use umlauts, you can get 2 tittles.
Yeah, you have that split, right?
You're wearing a doodle bob.
I'm wearing the doodle bob. That's right.
So you have to be the serious one.
I love it. I love the doodle bob.
Thank you. I do too.
I like it too.
I wear these hats all.
I felt that you
December.
needed some praise for it because you weren't getting it.
Thank you.
There's your praise.
So the split here is in the fulfilling the law part of it, right? The apologetic says, when you fulfill a law, it is done, and then everything behind it is wiped out, right? It's just finished. Right. But that's not how fulfilling the law works. When we pay people to fulfill the law, they're called police officers, right? They enforce the law. We have an entire system to fulfill the law. We have judges. We have a court system. We have a jailing system.
I work in law
and all.
enforcement myself, actually.
Then you are fulfilling the law. That doesn't mean that you arrest one person for the crime and then that crime is totally cool now.
Yeah,
right.
The legislature would be very busy if it had to.
Prevention specifically, so I catch shoplifters. So after one's been arrested, it doesn't mean there's no more theft. So.
Wouldn't that be nice though?
Wouldn't that? Yeah, it's just as soon as you catch one, all the shoplifting stops. Yeah. Well, but then you would have helped contribute to fixing a societal harm, and you could, move on to bigger and better things and help society more.
Hey, that's fair. Yeah.
So
quit thinking about your own job so much, Kendall.
If people do. Actually, you know what? In your job, you have a really great opportunity to be able to use that argument and say, "No, I fulfill the law. That's what I do. That's what you do for a living."
I fulfill the law. Sorry.
I am the law.
Yes.
The law.
To anyone in the back, we do have a caller coming through that needs to be screened.
Hey, go ahead.
Lynn phone? No. It's ringing and not getting picked up.
Yeah,
it's
a process.
I was just trying to help people out.
It's Lynn phone. It could be from overseas.
Oh no. Kendall.
I think your screeners might be sleeping because he answered and he said, "Hey, thanks for calling the atheist shit." Wrong. And then he took about 10 seconds to say, "Thanks for calling Talk Heathen."
Nice. Nice. Yeah. The show's going places.
It is. We are being mistaken for the atheist experience. That means we've made it.
Yeah, there you go.
Just call me the spin doctor.
So Kendall, here's the question that we're in now: is if it is Hamish.
No, we're not dropping Kendall just because.
Are we? Should we talk?
No, commitment. Don't be afraid of it. Okay.
This is getting real personal.
Well, from where I am, sorry, I just told someone, quit thinking about your job so much, and I got laid off, and commitment, and now I'm single, so that was the bad news.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That was a weird way of bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
But
I'm a survivor. I'm not going to stop.
I'm glad.
I'm going to work harder.
But Jamie is on the market.
Well, hey. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Hey. When you say on the market, you keep saying things that are phrased in that similar way. I'm in the market. Thank you very much.
No.
Joining the market.
He's on the chopping block.
Okay, now things are getting even darker. I don't know what this is. For clarity, Eric is not my pimp. Wingman at best.
I'm not convinced, to be honest.
Well, you know, if you
you know what? By the way
Seattle.
we dress alone, I actually would understand that.
Actually, by the way that we dress alone, if you close your jacket and people don't know what you have under it and it's cold outside, who's dressed more flamboyantly?
There you go.
PIMP. I can spell 4-letter words.
All right. So.
Well, I believe that prophecy has been fulfilled. My prophecy from a moment ago.
All right.
So, Kendall.
Okay.
Let's throw this to the live chat, I think. Give them the choice to vote.
Yeah, you know, the people that engage in that. And Kendall, because she called in.
Yes.
I feel like Kendall has the thing. So, as you may have guessed, we have Hamish on the line.
No.
And yes, Kendall, I believe that, like, we'll have to go back and look. Did we say his name 3 times? Is that?
Maybe he just appears after 3
I
times.
bet you we did.
Now, the question is should we take the call, Kendall? We're
Absolutely.
leaving. Yeah, that's 1 for Hamish. We're going to give this to the live chat. Live chat. Do we take Hamish?
Vote now.
Yes. And in the meantime, while the votes come in,
You can vote 1, 0, or -1. And that will be in favor, abstain, oppose, go. And then we can just
5.
throw that in a,
Ooh.
yeah, we could have a live vote count because you know how great C-SPAN's ratings are, right? We can.
Okay. We actually really should be checking this live chat more often. We have people giving us really great quotes. Matthew 5:21 and 22. Pretty much going through Matthew 5 should give you enough that you need to be able to counter that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. No, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Oh, it's going close.
Oh, wait. Do we need a vote count? This is literally what I do. This is my dream
yes,
right here.
No.
Well, one of them.
No, yes, no. We're gonna take the call.
You're
I want to take the
holding
damn
8
call. Let's
fingers
do
up
it.
and then just saying yes and no a shit.
All right.
Hey,
Kendall.
thank you guys so much.
All right.
You
Thank you.
fucking rock.
But
You
also,
saved me from
I was
him.
gonna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Kendall.
Have a good
And
one, guys.
You
call back
too.
again too. You know, maybe we'll find a
Definitely
ghost.
do.
I will. Next time y'all are in a dry spell, I'll call you.
Much appreciated.
Cool.
Thank you.
Wait, what
Bye,
kind of dry spell? Because I'm in the market. So.
All right.
That was bad.
That was really bad.
That
But
was
we've
really
got 10
bad.
minutes and we've got some time for
Do you have any friends who can set me up
Ready?
with?